21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
The big thing of it is now that what will people be doing in the global economy and how the impact on both the Trump administration as well as the ongoing new presidents around the world will be impacting economics for people in all different genres, as far as logistics, all the way down to and including real estate and business. What's this global transition going to look like? And are you going to be a part of the upside of it, the downside of it, or being crushed by its ultimate impact? I'm Darius Ross. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur serial for probably 40 some years. And that comes from need versus want. You know, you needed to survive, you needed to make things happen. And growing up in the inner city of Chicago, being able to figure out exactly the strategies that you needed to make and change and transition your life. And so often in urban inner city, so often young people take different paths and different roads. And a lot of times that leads you through criminality and or things that are anti-government and so forth. So for me, it was a little bit of both, but I was able to transition from that and get on a straight and narrow path to success. How this whole new economy is going to be shaping the world, particularly speaking with the Trump administration, and what some of the characters are going to be and the characteristics you're going to have to develop to be able to survive. And entrepreneurialism is going to be very key because corporate jobs are going to be either diminished and or eliminated. So being able to figure out how you're going to survive in this new transitional economy, both with AI as well as with the economics of global governments now experiencing the highest levels of debt, situations where people are now at their highest levels of economic downturns. I mean, we're looking at unemployment now probably going to be rising somewhere around 20 or 30%. So being able to survive and thrive during that economy. Now dealing with baby boomers that are now in their 50s and 60s, and these entrepreneurs that own, according to the latest statistics, about 50 million businesses globally. How many of those entrepreneurs will be able to sell those businesses and have a good retirement? And basically 1 out of every 100 businesses will sell, the other 99 will just close up. And so these entrepreneurs will basically walk away without having any retirement plans or anything else and financial windfalls. So being able to strategically position your business as an entrepreneur and as a boomer entrepreneur over the age of 50 to be able to sell your business and prosper in this new economy. Because now it's like, what's next? Now I'm selling, now what's next? So now the issue becomes how to turn around now and position your business to sell, basically qualifying your buyer, positioning your buyer, how to make sure your buyer is in a situation where they can afford to buy your business, positioning the business for sale, making sure that you have the quality and the quantity of business that you need, and more importantly speaking, being smart enough to realize that now you're going to have to offer your buyer incentives from a seller perspective. How do I offer seller terms? How do I offer seller financing? How do I make sure that I stay on for a certain period of time? Maybe I have to offer some exit strategies in order to exit, the accounting principles, the legal principles, the contracts, all these things that make the business sellable and for someone to want to buy it. So now the issue becomes being able to strategically sell this business to someone like myself, whereas we have a private equity group and we have private equity funds, and we're able to buy this business from you. And we're able to package this business where you can sell it and really make it something worthwhile and really come out of it in a cash-rich position. So for example, let's say it's a hardware business. So now I'm taking your hardware business, combining it with a couple other hardware businesses, and now strategically putting that on the market to private equity group, and now positioning it to whereas it's going to be a platform company and rolling it up. And now all three of you as a company can now retire at the same token. So now I am positioned in such a way, whereas I have done hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of business deals in such a way where we've packaged these owners where their businesses are packaged for sale. And most importantly speaking, we're giving them the ability to equity out comfortably, dealing with their tax packages, dealing with their estate planning and so forth. And they're able to financially position themselves for the future. So the books are, number one is The Leadership DNA. It's an anthology of 12 different authors that are discussing the concepts of how leadership DNA is very important to how you're going to lead and where you position your company at. And in my chapter, I'm talking about the leadership adversity. How you deal with adversity, how you deal with accountability, and how you actually accept the fact that as a leader, the shoulders and the burdens of all the responsibilities of this company are on you, and how you actually deal with processing that and making it work. The new book is going to be doing something very interesting. I'm going to take the adversity concept and take it to a different level. And now with that book, I'm going to be dealing with the fact of the mental breakdowns. What happens when leadership breaks down? What happens when leadership breaks down? What happens when the employees no longer want to come to work? And what happens when everything's a mess? How do you actually deal with that mental breakdown and the recovery and the power phrases, the power words, all these things that you need to keep your team on track, and how you as a leader can be progressive? One of the things I'm creating now is a 7/16 foundation, which is basically for my birthday and so forth. So with that, I'm actually creating an area where young people can actually get off in real estate and do internships and realize how to do deals, how to create their own opportunities, and most importantly speaking, dealing with entrepreneurship at its highest level, but yet still dealing with the day-to-day avenues that they deal with in the urban inner city. One of the things I want to do with the call to action is this: the ability for entrepreneurs to understand something very important. Spending time with me and the whole coaching projects and the opportunity to take from the book to really understand what entrepreneurship is all about. It is the aches, the pains, the uncomfortabilities, the processes that you need to deal with. And I have my power phrases. That's one book now that's going to be coming out. It's going to be a short ebook that deals with the power phrases and the most important things to get you through the day. And within that is also a coaching program where I sit down with you on a one-on-one basis and give you the ways of structuring your life and coming out of the doldrum of the day-to-day existence of an entrepreneur. What really happens, and being able to stage your day and figure out exactly how do I make this work and how do I get to a place where I leave the plateaus and get to the mountain.
21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Imagine a space where triumphs, trials, and tales of entrepreneurship come alive. Welcome to the 21st Century Entrepreneurship Podcast, a gold awarded journey hosted by Martin Piskarik, connecting with listeners in 95 countries and ranking in the top 0.5% of all podcasts. Join our exclusive community, elevate your perspective, and embark on the path to success.